Hello humans, it is Wednesday, the 20th of February, I believe, unless I've got my dates wrong again, but it's day 747, and I thought I'd tell you a little story today. Something which I don't think I've done before. If I have, I apologise. This time, if I have already told you this story, I will probably end up going into more detail about it this time. But it's a little side series that I'd like to call Tales of a Charity Fundraiser. Because back many years ago, many a moon before the moon that is now our moon, back when it was called Sandra, I worked as a door-to-door charity fundraiser. Representing various different UK and international charities. I was very respectable, yes. But I had a few instances, and I was contemplating, I'm still in two minds as to whether I should even tell the story that I've settled on, or whether I should go with a different story that I've been wanting to tell as well. But no, we're gonna go with the one that will probably either make people laugh or get me into a little bit of trouble, depending on how people view the situation. So let's just throw it all out there. So it was, about maybe 5 years ago now. The charity in question doesn't matter, but what I do know is that I was working not far away from where Andrew lived, where his parents were, and where Andrew worked at the time. Very close to where Andrew used to work, which is odd. Didn't know Andrew at this point, but it was very odd. Actually, no, I think that's a lie. Maybe I did meet Andrew after. I know I worked in this place maybe 2 or 3 times, and one of the times I did end up actually meeting up with Andrew after work there. Well, hey, that's a side story, that doesn't matter. The story that we're here to talk about is a lovely little old lady. So, I was the team leader at this point. I'd been with the company for quite a while, and I had a small team of me and I think 3 other people. One guy who was quite experienced, had been on my team for a very long time, and 2 other fairly fresh newbies who were in like their first week on the job. Because most of my other team were on like holiday leave, so I had quite a small team this day. I was doing some double dooring, so me with one of the newbies, one of the other members of the team, going up to doors with them, and we'd take it in turns to do our pitch, talk about the charity, and look at getting someone to sign up to said charity on a monthly basis. It's all going fine. There's the experienced guy, he's just off doing his own thing. I spend like maybe 1 or 2 doors with him, and she's like, cool, yeah, we'll get each other into the swing of things, you're fine, go off. I might call on you later just to check in with one of the other new guys for me, just so we'll make sure that they've got someone there always helping them out if needed. Spent some time with the new lass, she was great. Then there was this other new guy, he was okay, he was a good guy, but I sort of threw him in at the deep end, which is where the little old lady comes in. So we're at this bungalow. We knocked on the front door, no response. Then we heard this sort of noise coming from the back. So we went round the back of the little bungalow, and there was this little old lady stood at the door, and did my pitch. She was like, hello, my name's Phil, this is Bob. There's a few of us out in your area representing charity. Have you heard of charity before? No? Not a problem. What we do is we do things for charity to help people with condition, to make sure that their lives are a little bit easier with condition, or make it so that the families are not so stressed and impacted by what the sort of thing that the thing is doing does to the people that are affected by the thing that it does. And so on and so on. And the customer, not a customer, the person, the individual, the little old lady. She was lovely. She was stood there at her door, and I just like, oh yes, 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 and got about halfway through what I had to say. And so I've been talking for, I don't know, maybe a minute. And then she said, I'm gonna have to stop you there, love. I really have to go. I'm not well. If she'd have left it there, it would have been fine. I'm really not well. Have to go. You're a little old lady. That's fine. I understand. You know, it's a little bit nippy to be standing at the door. You could invite us in, but I'm not going to raise that to someone. I'll let them invite me in. I'm like a vampire. You can invite me in, but I won't force it upon you. I was going to be very understanding. It's like, okay, yeah, not a problem. You get yourself in, put your feet up, have a cup of tea, have a nice evening. But no, she had to give me more detail. I was like, I'm really not well. I've just had that really bad diarrhea. And I lost it. My initial reaction was, instead of, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's not very nice, is it? We can certainly leave you alone, and I do hope you have a good evening, is what I should have said. Instead, I just went, I'm sorry. So, Bob, would you mind telling the lady a little bit more? And that's how it happened. I just lost it. This poor guy, like second or third day on the job, had to take over from me, an apparently experienced team leader, and apologise to the lady, wish her a good evening, let her go inside, and then as soon as I was around that corner from her bungalow, I just burst out laughing. I feel both terrible and I just don't... It's just... Oh... It's 5 years ago. I can laugh at it now. But as soon as she said that, I couldn't help but... I know this may sound very weird. Most of the stuff I say sounds weird. But I couldn't help but just look down her leg for some reason. Just to see, I don't know why, but my mind was like, just check to see if it's dribbling. I don't know why. That's my first thought when a little old lady tells me that she's had really bad diarrhea. It's like, is it still there? Are you leaking right now? Do you need assistance with this? Should I get a mop? That's the sort of thing that was going through my mind. And that was one of the clinching points that made me realise maybe working face to face with the public is not a good idea anymore. So that was a thing. That was a thing that happened many a moon ago. I'll probably have a few more of these come your way, because there are many other stories. Like the time that I decided to sing to somebody on their doorstep, well, through their window. That was interesting. But yes, I will leave that there. Plenty more of these stories to come. And, yeah. If there's a moral to this story, it's twofold. One, don't laugh in the face of a little old lady if she's told you that she's shit herself. And two, if you're not well, just don't answer the fucking door. Well, I will see you in the future. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.